¿Qué onda, mi raza? Muy buenas tardes. Aquí con ustedes, la comadre B, con otro episodio of Comadreando aquí y con café. I have a special guest today. Say hi, special guest.
Hi, special guest.
For those of you guys that do not know, this is Johnny Cupcake, my husband. The one that follows me through every adventure, and a huevo or not, he comes along. So yes, today we're gonna get into our experience at the Spadra cemetery here in Pomona. I know a lot of you guys have been wanting ghost stories. You guys like all the murder, adventure, suspense, and all of the above. So we will get started with that. Today is Tuesday, March 19th, 2024. So we are gonna get into our experience. If you guys follow my channel, you will see right here, I have exactly what we're talking about. It was originally aired, edited, however you want to call it, 2 years ago. It was honestly like number 3 place that we hit that was like super interesting. The number 1 was the how was the pump place up there? The golf course.
Oh, the golf course.
What was it called? Pacific Palms?
I don't remember.
Or is that the AA?
That's Twin Palms.
No somos viciosos. Anyway, by the way, okay, guys. There is an abandoned old golf course here in Pomona, which is right off the 71. If you drive by, you can see what is left of it. There's about 4 houses up there, 5 houses.
About 6.
There's about 6 houses up on the hill. If you are familiar with the area but you have no clue what the hell we're talking about, if you are close on Mission and the 71, you would take, what is it, Park Up?
I don't remember.
Anyways, there is está ahí en ese rumbo. I will put the description right here on the bottom because, yeah, we can't think of the freaking street right now. But it is abandoned. It was the top of the line back in the 50s, the 40s, 50s, 60s. And then they opened the whole Bonelli area, the park. And that one had way more holes. So, adios.
Palm Lake in Pomona.
Palm Lake in Pomona, guys. Ahorita ya no hay nada. Like I said, it's been abandoned. The city had a lot of movimiento back in the, was it early 2000s, huh? Like 2005? Something like that. They had big plans, pero it fell through. Nothing came out of it. That property sits up there, like I mentioned, next to the 71, and it's really sad to just see it. It has a lot of palm trees that are now dead. It had a little man-made lake at one point, and that was really cool. We found golf balls there. I do have a video on there, so if you guys want to check it out, that was like one of the first ones that we were like, whoa. Aside from that, I personally think the big orange, Bono's Orange on Route 66 up here in Fontana, and Al Capone's house, those were like number 1 finds right there, and those were so freaking cool. We've been doing this 3 years already. Everything started with the idea of the vlog, podcast, however you want to call it. But yeah, we started looking into a lot of the local history here because at the time we were living in Upland, pero you guys know everything is a quick drive away. So we decided to, hey, check it out. What is this? And we found this old cemetery that has been shut down to the public since like the 40s. That's it. It has not been in operation. Pero la raza todavía va para allá. You know, in the 80s, it was a big victim of the vandals. People would be jumping the gate and going back there, and they were actually stealing all the headstones back there. So it's a very sad situation, the way people in the neighborhood treat historic landmarks as this, because it is. Pero, yeah, there's a lot of rumor que it's haunted, and that's mainly what caught our whole attention, like, think it's haunted. So we had to check it out.
No, we kind of found it by accident too, no?
And we actually found it by accident driving by. And then that's what sparked the whole curiosity, because you guys know La Comadre B. Gotta know how that chisme roll. So, yeah, we looked it up, and like I said, we love ghost hunting just as much as the next guy. So we did do a Guasti run over as well. That's another one of our videos. And yeah, you guys can check that one out too. We have about a 40-minute take on that. Very interesting spot. That one, if you are not familiar, there was actually a little city here off the 10 freeway in Haven, right? What's the exit?
Is it Haven? Archibald?
Archibald? Pues está, if you're here by us, it's next to Carvana.
Carvana.
So look for the Carvana Tower right here by, what is it, Rancho? Is it Rancho Cucamonga?
Yeah, it's Rancho.
And it used to be called the little city of Guasti. And yeah, we trespassed in there también. Sorry guys, I wouldn't recommend you guys do it, but it is fun. You get to discover all kinds of stuff. And yeah, so a lot of the people that we know are personal friends and family. We've told about this Spadra experience, because that was, I think, by far the scariest we had. And everybody's always like, well, what'd you guys find? And it wasn't a very long take we took, because it was in February where it was getting dark really early. It was a shitty Sunday.
Yes, it's off of Haven. And then you take Guasti Road right when you get off the freeway.
So that's the Rancho La Guasti. There's still a practicing
post office, a church.
The Guasti Church, Segundo de Guasti Church. It still operates every Saturday, and I believe Sunday they do mass. So if you guys want a little bit of local history, I recommend you guys go check it out, because that church también está bien haunted.
So it is in between Archibald and Haven.
Okay.
On Guasti Road.
See, I was kind of right. So, going back to this Spadra. Yeah, like I said, it was on a Sunday. We took a quick run. We left our children with my mom, our girls, because there's signs everywhere, no trespassing. So to our surprise, the gate was wide open. It looked like the night before somebody opened the gate or something. Estaban todos los locks intact, but the gate was wide open. So that to us meant invitation, like, hey, come on in. I know I've mentioned many of my videos before about the horrific stories behind the Fairplex, behind Spadra. It all comes together, guys, and I promise I am going to eventually put that episode out, probably within the next week or two. You guys are gonna see the fair totally different after that, pero it starts here. I know if you guys have seen this episode, or if you're gonna go back and check it out. Right now everything's just a rerun, and we're obviously voice overing. Yeah, they refer to this area as Monkey Town in the late 1800s. And the reason for that was...
Yeah, that's where it was like the slums. It was the slums. It was the wrong side of the tracks. Right?
Yes. They had a lot of interracial families.
Poor
interracial families que venían allí to obviously, set the root and start families. I wouldn't even
say interracial. It was just a bunch of different races.
No, they had a lot of interracial. That's why they didn't want them living out here, because they had different races living, like, in a marriage union household, and the other people frowned on that. They didn't like it. But not our tío, Mr. Billy Rubottom. That was like, come on through, let's kill something. So anyways, this area was known as Monkey Town, which was, like I said, Spadra. That was the actual name that this area of Pomona had. obviously way before it became incorporated and had the actual name of Pomona. You see our video starts, we're in the car, we're at the light, we're starting right here trying to get into the way. It's off of Humane Way, so it's not like a main street. It's on Pomona Boulevard, the original Pomona Boulevard. So there we get over there, we park it, we cross the street. Right next door to it is like a
construction company. For all you pervs, you guys will probably remember the BNN, Bare Naked or Bare Nude, the strip club. It's right across the street from that.
We actually parked there.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can see it if you pay attention right off the 71 going on to the 10. If you look down, you'll see it.
You'd be coming north on the
57.
On the 57.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, we start parking, whatever. We have to cross the street. Like I said, the gate was open. It was very open. The locks were there. All the locks. You'll see my finger right there pointing them out. Look it. And yeah, there was signs, no trespassing everywhere. There's just a chain link fence on the side right there where the wash is at. If anybody truly wants to get in there, you can easily go around this black gate here, the wrought iron gate, and jump through. And you just literally take that pathway all the way to the back. It is not pleasant. It smells like pee-pee. You'll find trash along the entire way over there. It's really gross, honestly.
Well, that's because it's right on the side of the freeway, though.
Well, yeah, that too. And yeah, it's about how long of a walk to get to the train tracks?
It's a nice little walk.
About half mile, maybe?
Maybe.
It's about half mile or less to get from this street here that you guys are seeing all the way to the train track in the back. So yeah, you walk, whatever. There's all kinds of trash. Like I said, the whole walkway smells like urine. It's freaking gross. And whatever, fast forward, you get to the good part. You come across a train track, an active train track. So you'll see lights flashing, and that's like, huh. And you can see there's like people that still hang out back there. Obviously, it's right under the freeway, the tunnel, or the train it comes through. And all that is like vividly graffitied. Like I said, the train track tunnel's right there. Not a big long one, but it's there. And yeah, you could tell that a lot of the homeless people or transients, however you want to refer to them, that is their spot to hang out. So you cross the train track, and there's like a little dirt pathway, as you can see. A lot of shady, spooky freaking trees. Honestly, it was like just an uneasy feeling. I don't know if it was because we were new here. I don't know if it was because the trespassing signs are there. I don't know if it was the fact that everybody that talks about Spadra swears this place is super freaking haunted.
Man, we didn't know what to expect. Never been back there. And then it's like,
Secluded.
very secluded.
Yes.
There's no traffic back there. There's no busy streets, nothing. There's nothing back there but the long driveway and the freeway. But, ain't nobody on the freeway going to stop to help you.
Oh, hell no. So as you guys see, this little chain is the only thing that divides the outside world from this panteon, this cemetery. As you see right here, we're approaching our first tombstone, which is a very interesting one. I have a story to tell about this one soon. That was Miss Pearl Scott Hop and her baby. It was just crazy to see that one, because you're like wondering what the heck, who and why a baby. Like I said, that's a whole episode in its own. I will get into that. There we are, walking, and the whole feeling is just weird, like awkward, like cold. Like Mr. Cupcake said, you just don't know what the heck to expect, because it is so secluded. And it's like really quiet back there, like super, super quiet. All you could hear is like the passing cars up on the freeway, and that's it.
And barely. From when you're walking up, you hear them, but not when you get to the back. You don't hear them.
Yeah.
But
So
it's kind of at ease because you do see that they do maintain it, though.
as a matter of fact, guys, I posted on my Facebook that they are taking volunteers to help clean up. They do spring cleaning every year. This year it's gonna be on
Saturday, March 30th at 9 a.m. to noon.
Yeah, so we are part of the Historic Society, so I get all the events and flyers and all that stuff. If you guys want to volunteer, this is the original flyer. Here it is. And the phone number is...
It's 909-623-4108. And all they're asking for is hands and anybody who has leaf blowers, weed whackers, hedge trimmers, obviously all cordless because, you know, there ain't no electricity back there.
Or you can donate
Our
water.
bags, bottled water, snacks for the volunteers, biodegradable trash bags they're asking for.
Yeah, so...
And any kind of donations anybody's willing to help with.
Yes, so get at the girls, give them a call.
Just call the number. Whoever answers, talk to them. Giving an address to meet. And it's 2850 Pomona Boulevard in Pomona.
I think that's the address out there. Yeah. So that's the address out there, guys. Yeah, so back to our findings here. We're just traveling this cemetery, bunch of leaves here and there. Like I mentioned, this was about 3 years ago in February. So yeah, the dead of winter. We come up on the tomb of Mr. Lewis Phillips. For those of you guys that don't know who he is the founder of Phillips Ranch, guys. Yeah, up there by the other Walmart, off the 60 Freeway, Real Ranch, all that area that's known as Phillips Ranch. This is the man that incorporated that part of the city. He owns the Phillips Mansion as well, which is located literally feet away from this cemetery.
And that's how we found this place. No, we were looking for the mansion.
Yes.
And we kind of stumbled upon the gate.
Yes. So that place as well is open for tours. The Historic Society actually does monthly tours. So if you guys are interested to see the first house, the adobe house in Pomona, they can guide you through that. They do the Phillips Ranch Mansion as well. Spadra is one of them. They have their next...
the next tour?
Yeah, the next tour for Spadra
will be Sunday, April 7th, 2024. And your tickets are available at the website, pomonahistorical.org.
Only $10, guys. And they will take you into this lovely cemetery without having to trespass, and they actually explain all the stories to you of everybody who is actually buried there.
Yeah, it talks about Pearl and Baby Hop, Ursula, the Phillips, and the Rue Bottoms.
Mr. Rue Bottoms, our Theo, Billy Rue Bottoms. So yeah, here we are. We found Mr. Philip Ranch, and even though he was dead, we're still starstruck. There's Johnny Cupcake all excited. This is big stuff, guys. This is history right here. So yeah, we're still, you know, investigating and taking clips and pictures, because it's like amazing, you know. Like I said, this place has a total of about 200 and something people buried there, and there's only maybe about 50 headstones, you think, or less?
Yeah, all broken, missing.
Yeah, as you guys see here,
shattered.
Yeah, they're shattered and in the ground because they still try to preserve it as much as they could. Like I said, in the 80s, these vandals had a field trip back there. They say that supposedly they would catch people in their pickup trucks back there, like just pulling these the stones off with lassos with rope and stuff, and just pulling them out as much as they could with the truck and taking them away. There was a story in one of the papers as well. A person purchased a home here in the south side of Pomona back in like 98, I believe, and to their surprise, they found a freaking tombstone back there in the garden. Like, it was covered with flowers. So when they took possession of the house, they're cleaning it and, you know, doing the yard like they wanted to. Surprise, surprise, there was a freaking tombstone back there. So they actually brought it back to the historic society where it belonged, and you know, that's a good thing. That was a good person.
Well, didn't they also, they came and they dug up and made sure there was no like actual grave down there?
They did. They actually sent people to that house to dig in that area, make sure nobody was buried back there. Because you guys know how back in the day it was legal to get buried on your property. So yeah, the house owners were like really scared. They're like, what the hell? We didn't sign up for this shit. You know, so yeah, they sent it back to here, the Historic Society, and I don't know if they put it back in there or if they kept it here at the actual museum that they have on Caswell Street. So this right here, this clip right here in particular, is where things start getting ugly, guys. Really, really ugly. All of a sudden, I had the sensation, the feeling that we were being watched. So I got like nervous, like my anxiety just started naturally going up for no reason. And I had told Mr. Cupcake, I said, hey, I feel like somebody is here with us, like we are being watched. So at first, like always, you know, he thinks I'm nuts. He's like, nah, there's nothing here, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I swear to God, like I feel somebody's in that area over there where the big old trees are. So he's like, nah.
No, I say, yeah, I bet you it was the homeless, the transits that camp out under the, you know, because as you're walking through there, like even under the train bridge, there's tents and shit, and you know they sleep there.
Yeah. So yeah, you know, we continue. I'm still going on, and you know, it's Disneyland for me. I'm just taking pictures of everything and this clip and blah blah blah. So then all of a sudden, that's when he starts feeling kind of uneasy.
Well, I didn't feel uneasy. That's when I started hearing things, and I thought that's what I was telling him. Like, oh, I bet you there's a bunch of people camped out back there, because towards the back you could hear, you know, the bushes. You could hear whispering in the bushes.
Yeah.
And that's when I said, well, let me go look back there, and if somebody's back there, at least let them know that we're there. We're not there to mess with them, not to mess with us. But you know, not even to our surprise, because it wasn't really a big surprise that nobody wasn't back there.
Yeah. And then I started, right after that, I started hearing all that, all the whispers. On the original video, you can hear it. I'm going to see if I can edit that, like, you know, put it out there. But it was
whispering, like matched with like all the leaves crunching, like somebody walking. So that's when we were like stopping, like stop moving, so we could see what, like, who's back there.
So then I got really freaked out because I could have swore I saw something in the corner of my eye that was like in the back of the trees, back to back, like going from tree to tree, the back of the trees though. So I was like, you know what? I think we should go now. And he's like, why? Like, who cares? And I was like, no, like, honestly, I just seen something. I turned this way because I'm obviously still recording. I turned this way and it ran from the first place it ran to back to the other place. So he's just like, nah, you know, to me, it looked like Mowgli, the little kid from the Jungle Book. I see Flaco and like Lanky and, you know, like a little belly. It was just so weird. Like all I seen was a really, really dark shadow, like outline, like a person. It was solid. It wasn't see-through. It wasn't transparent in any way. It was a solid ass figure that ran from the first tree behind another tree, and it kind of stood there watching. And as I turned around to like look in that area, it wasn't there. But the moment I turned back around, I could see it from the corner of my eye running straight back to the first tree it was originally in. So then all of a sudden, we turned around because I kept bugging, like, you know, let's go. And I never scare easy. I don't. It takes a lot for me to really be like, okay, I need to go now. I'll be freaked out real quick and spooked or whatever, but to completely get scared to the point where I need to leave, that very never happens. Not even very rarely. Like, it never happens. I'll just stick it out like, yeah, whatever. But no, I told them we need to go. I kept feeling that feeling
Just uneasy.
when something's coming towards you. You know how you can sense, like your body senses somebody walking towards you? That's what I kept feeling. So when we finally turned around to start making our way out back through the chain little what is it?
The little chain.
Yeah,
It's
the
a chain.
chain. The chain. I felt like somebody completely charged me, like all the way. And like, you know how when that happens, you're expecting to get hit or something. Like, why would anybody charge you to begin with, right? So yeah, it was just like that super rushed, hard, like energy coming towards me. And obviously nothing hit me, nothing touched me, nothing happened. But it was just like they chased us out. So man, the whole freaking walk,
The longest walk back.
oh my god, we were scared. I was scared. He was just like, hey, no, whatever, la la la. But no, I was like, hell no, they chased us out. They don't want us in here, blah blah blah. So yeah, I walked as fast as I could, still trying to front that I wasn't so scared, even though I was freaking super scared. So yeah, like that was the end of that, right? But here, that was
At
the
the
end of,
cemetery, yeah, once we left, but like when it did that charge, you could hear all the footsteps, like people running around.
yeah.
And then we just kind of walked out, like looking over our shoulder the whole time until we got back to the car, and it was a long walk.
Oh my god, the longest freaking walk that smelled like pee-pee, and at this point it was like wet and cold because it was
It
dark.
was already getting dark too.
So we're done here, whatever. We drive to my mom's, go pick up our kids, show her the pictures. I'm all excited, like, mom, and that was it. We were there for a while. You know how that goes. You start chismoleando with your mom and this and that. So we ended up getting to our home, our house, probably about close to 11, huh?
Yeah.
This was on a Sunday night. We were out late, big time. So yeah, my rule, I'm real picky. Nobody touches the bed, the sheets unless you're showered. Sorry, but no. So yeah, we threw the baby in, my little one. She took her shower. We threw her in the bed right away. She was no problem because she was already half asleep, or asleep anyway, I should say. Then it was the other one, my older daughter, and same thing, she took her shower. She's capable, so she did her thing and she went to her bed. So then as Mr. Cupcake sitting there doing his shower, I was waiting for my turn, so I'm sitting on the edge of my bed in the room, and I'm sitting there, waiting and browsing through my social media and all that. And all of a sudden, I hear the loudest freaking whistle ever. It wasn't the cholo whistle that goes like that. No, it was nothing like that, guys. It was
And none of our kids even know how to whistle. And look at, there goes a train right there.
Oh yeah, there's a train.
Yeah, none of our kids knew how to whistle at that time.
Yeah, so it was in our kids. Where we were living, it was pretty much a dead zone once it hit about 9:30. So it wasn't like the neighbors were out echando party or whatever. Like,
Plus
no.
it was a Sunday, so it was dead.
It was dead. And this whistle was just so loud. And it was like something about it that just gave me the freaking chills. Like all the hairs on the back of my neck and my arms just stood straight up. And I was like, what the hell? So my kid heard it. She, like I said, she had just laid down. So she came in the room and said, Mom, what was that? So I was like, man, where we were at, the whole position of our house was like towards the back of the building. So the alleyway would run on our balcony. If you guys follow me for a while, you guys know how it was. I used to record out there often. So sometimes había gente walking home or whatever, or behind the Marshall's building. It was buttered up against our back wall back there. Sometimes there'd be people hanging out on that side where the Marshall's was at, just causing their own trouble, hanging out, drinking, whatever. So, I thought maybe somebody outside acting a fool. Like, what else can it be? So then he comes out of the shower and he's like, what was that whistle? And then I was like, did you hear that? And what you say, like, did Suzette do it?
Well, I thought you guys were in the bathroom whistling, so I was looking out the shower curtain, like, what the fuck you want?
Yeah, he's like, what the hell? Why were you guys in there? I'm like, you heard that? He's like, yeah. He's like, who was it, Suzette? And I was like, no, it was nobody. Like, I heard the big whistle. I looked out the window. There's absolutely nobody there. But the weird thing is that whistle literally sounded like it was in my room. It was in the same room where I was at, because it even like echoed off the walls. It was that freaking loud. So whatever. That was the end of that whistle. Then I took my shower. I finally hit the bed and whatever. So probably about 2 o'clock in the morning, I kept hearing steps going up my stairs. Really heavy steps. You could hear them. We had a condo, so our bedrooms were upstairs and the rest of the kitchen and everything was downstairs. So my kids, they're both sleepwalkers. So I was thinking, man, maybe it's Suzette going down there or coming up or what, At that time, my little one was obviously walking. So we did have the baby gates up and down. So I was like, I didn't hear the baby gate open. So, I got up all paranoid because it could be, dangerous. So I run to go look. There's absolutely nothing on the stairs. Nobody coming up, nobody going down, but I am still hearing the steps coming up because that, creaking, creak, and the whole, like a heel, like a tap. So hell no, I freaking ran in the room and I just jumped in the bed and I left the light on because I was freaking scared. So I'm shaking this guy, right? I'm like, hey, get up. And he's like, what? And I'm like, do you hear that? Nah, like he always thinks I'm crazy. Everything I hear, he's always like, no, whatever. So I was like, okay, maybe not, So yeah, I turn around and I try to, shake it off. I'm like, maybe because we were at the Panteon in the tarde, my mind's playing tricks on me or something.
And then too, sometimes the neighbors, they would be up late, so our stairs kind of butted up, remember?
Yeah, like if they go to walk around, restroom or whatever.
You kind of hear it, but it sounded like one of the kids going up and down the stairs.
Yeah, so then about half an hour later, again, I hear some steps. So I sit up on the bed because I'm expecting for whatever to like walk in the door. So I'm sitting there and all of a sudden I start hearing a lady that's humming. So she's not humming loud like, oh my God, but like the way you would hum like to a baby to put them to sleep. So then right away, hell no, I got so freaking scared. I was like, man, the mother and baby are right here in my freaking room right now. And it was just going on and on like a humming. That kind of stuff. So I was so freaking scared. Like I couldn't even tighten my Indian style sitting any tighter so they wouldn't grab my feet. I swear to God, I was just like, oh my goodness, what the heck is going on? So I'm shaking him again. I'm like, hey, wake up. And he's like, what? And like he's grouchy at this point because it's like back to, like he had just fell back to sleep and here I am shaking him again. I'm like, do you hear that humming? Did you hear the humming?
I didn't. And but that's when the door kind of went open a little bit, no?
Yeah, so we were face-to-face doors with my daughter's room and our room. My little one had a little toddler bed in the room with us. And I was like, should I bring her in the bed with us? Like, will the cucuys get her? Like, oh my God, So I was just sitting there like, okay, if I see anything else, I'm just going to bring both my kids in the bed, So all of a sudden, yeah, this one was like trying to adjust to like go back to sleep. And all of a sudden the door, I had to close it halfway because I still needed to see my other kid's room, And yeah, the door kind of opened. So then we're like, what the heck? And that's when he was like, oh shit. And I was like, yeah, I've been telling you. But since he really saw it, that's when he really paid attention to it. So he was like, damn. So there, like he went back to sleep. I ended up going back to sleep too, but I was like trying not to go to sleep because I was like, what if it like comes in here and attacks my kids? So then I started like dozing off, and then I started hearing the humming again and again, but this time it sounded like it was right in the room with us. So I was like, damn. This time it's already about 4 in the morning, and he was going to work. My daughter had no school that day because it was like President's Day or whatever, Lincoln Day or Martin Luther King Day.
It was a day.
It was a freaking day. So I just felt like I hadn't slept all night. My eyelids were all freaking cold, and I was all freaking scared. And I was like, so yeah, next thing you know, I seen that Mowgli guy standing in the doorway. So my initial thought was, damn, let me go get my kid, like what the hell? So as I was sitting up, he rushed straight to my face, from the doorway to my face. And that must have been, about maybe 15 feet?
About.
And it was with the rush of like those scary shows that they show on TV where it's just like rushing through, like you could see whiplash and everything. And once he hit the area of my face, I was so freaking scared. I just like let out a little scream, and I just closed my eyes. Like I didn't know what the hell to do. Like he was just so fast. Like I'm trying to run over there to get my baby, and that fool just ran straight to my face, like straight to my face. So I just like, put my shoulders up, and I covered my face. Nah, he just disappeared. That was it. That was the end. So yeah, after that, I kept hearing footsteps. It sounded like it was, again, like towards our landing. Because you go up the stairs, you come to a landing. That first door on the right was our bedroom. There was the bathroom door in the middle. And then, like I mentioned, right across the way was my daughter's room. So that whole little zigzag right there, that landing, it sounded like somebody wearing cowboy boots was pacing right at that landing. So I started to pray. Like right when that Mowgli guy came to rush my face, I started to pray. Like I was so freaking scared. I was sweating right after. I felt like my freaking ears had a pulse of their own, like a beating pulse. I was just so freaking scared. I was like, oh my God. I started to pray. I was like, please, whatever is here, make it go away. Like I'm not going back there ever again. It was just so freaking scary. Like the feeling of it is scary. I've been used to weird things happening, things moving on their own. That's nothing new for us in our house, but we're always like, whatever, go home, get out of here, whatever. Like we joke with them, like it's just so many things that happens if we keep track of it, and like, oh my goodness, get scared of every single thing that happens. We would have had heart attacks already. It's just so common with us. So this feeling was totally different. It felt dark. It felt heavy. It felt like weighty. I don't know. I can't explain it, but honestly, with all honesty, this was by far the scariest situation, the scariest event I have ever been a part of with the supernatural. You?
I think we have another story on that one.
Oh yeah, but that one wasn't like we went to. That one came to us.
Don't matter. That shit was scary as shit.
We will tell you guys that one on the next episode, because that one was 3 nights.
The worst. That was probably one of the longest nights of our lives right there. 3 whole nights, 1 very long night.
So yeah, guys, that was our whole experience with Spadra. I am 1,000% convinced it is super freaking haunted. Like I had said, I will get into the history of it in detail, because there is a lot of history to this place. About 2 weeks ago, I bought these adult comic books that are more like history books. I have Spadra issue number 1 and the Spadra issue number 2. Um, there's a story back here on one of them. Turns out, way back when, there was a couple on a stagecoach that was stopped going down Pomona Boulevard, and it was the day they were going to get married. Turns out the girl's name was Goldie. They killed her fiance. They shot him because they were trying to jack their stagecoach. And she ended up never marrying. That was it. Like, they killed her fiance. She was freaking heartbroken and never had a love interest ever again. Well, in this little book, turns out she is the humming woman. It wasn't the mother and the baby. It was this lady by the name of Goldie. So that was a really, I would say, fun fact that I found out, because all this time, for 3 years, I was thinking that Pearl Hop came to my house with her baby, and turns out it was this lady that never got married. Even her tombstone says that always a bridesmaid, never a bride. So yeah, go figure. How sad to make fun of her that way. Or is it respect?
Just stating a fact.
The story. Yeah, guys, a lot of information with Spadra. Lots of stories. The Elephant Hills back there. We got the story of the headless, El Muerto, the headless horseman, or something like that. So yeah, it's just one of those things. Like I said, that whole area is, I believe, está salada. It's bewitched. They say it was like the Wild Wild West. People used to take
their own justice.
Yes, people used to take justice into their own hands. And pues el tío, Mr. Billy Rubottom, was nobody to mess with. He actually killed his own son-in-law here in the city of El Monte. So he was just not a good guy. And then when another freaking man moved in, he was a priest that was on the run because he was a thief. He came to town, so you could just imagine the battles they used to have. They used to take it off where Ganesha Park is at, and there was still the natives there, Los Indios, and they used to have shootouts with them. It was just literally the Wild West out here, guys, back then. So that is for another day. I got stories for you guys for days. But like I said, this has been our experience at the Spadra. I will highly suggest you guys take the tour. $10 a person.
Do the Halloween one.
On Halloween, every weekend in October.
Yeah, but let them know now, because you got to sign up for that thing way ahead of time, because they sell out fast.
So,
and for the mansion.
The Phillips Ranch Mansion down the street does a whole show where the house is supposedly haunted, and it's supposedly the ghosts of that era that haunt the house, based on all true characters, by the way, and true occurrences, like they say. And Spadra, the Historic Society, does tours at night every weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And like Mr. Cupcake here said, yeah, as soon as those come up in August, I believe, book your ticket, buy it, because they sell out freaking fast.
And don't they also do a movie night or something? Or they used to?
They used to do movie night. Oh, a while back before COVID, they used to actually do movie there at Spadra. Every year they show Michael Myers Halloween at Spadra late at night. And it used to be a sold out show. Like, they used to just sell out every year. COVID hit, they stopped showing the movie, but they still continue the tours every weekend faithfully. And like I said, it's later in the evening, like fall gets dark soon. It's not really nighttime, like night late, but it's dark because the sun goes away at 5 o'clock. So yeah, we never personally got the chance to get them because everything's always freaking sold out. But this year, I'm trying to be more active within the whole historic society. So I am hoping to experience all that firsthand, for sure. 2024. All right, guys. Anything to say, Mr. Cupcake?
If you get the chance, check it out.
And that's it. You got it from me. I'm Mr. Cupcake.
Anyway.
Ay, los miro, raza. Los adoro. Bye.